Well, hello and welcome to Dead Decks. I'm Harry.
I'm Richard.
Dead Decks.
Yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, dang. I'm annoyed, Richard, now.
Yeah, I do what I can. Try to keep myself entertained. The rest of y'all, I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't even make it 30 seconds again. So be it. Steempy wanted us to cuss more, so there you go, buddy. That one's for you. Steempy.
Oh, Steempy, yeah.
Steempy.
Steempy, you idiot.
Anyway, I already mentioned it's Dead Decks, and today we're gonna show some bourbon again.
Oh, yeah.
It's Gord's request, so Gord's been around for a long time, so he gets what he wants.
We're doing it, Gord.
Yep.
I held this heavy jug up a lot today because we're working on it, so.
Yep.
But I'm going to show you every time.
And this may be out of order and may not make any sense when we show it, but so fucking what?
Evan Williams, 1783, small batch.
Good stuff. Highly recommend it. It's cheap. Get some.
Yep. And you know what? This is not actually, well, it is bourbon. But
Yeah.
It says sour mash too, so
What? Yeah, sour mash. Sour mash.
sour mash bourbon.
It can be bourbon.
Yeah.
As long as it's 51% corn.
I was thinking that Michter's that we had, that sour mash, and ain't bourbon. They
Yeah.
broke a rule somewhere.
Yeah, it wasn't 51% corn.
Mama, it's 51%.
Oh, shit. Really?
I don't have any idea.
We'll put it in the microwave. Turn it into popcorn. Anyway, what do we... I was going to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. So what are we talking about today?
We're doing a rare game review. We're going to talk about Dragon's Wrath.
It's a newish kind of series. We're testing it out. We'll probably keep sticking with it because, once we start, we just don't stop anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to try to, every time we get together, again, if you don't watch us often, then we do a lot of videos in a big batch and then go from there because we live a long ways apart and we're both busy.
Yep.
So when we get together, we do a whole bunch of videos, not just one at a time. Anyway.
We like dropping big batches.
Big batches everywhere.
It's one of our favorite things.
Skeet. So one of the things we want to do when we get together every time now is do a more rare game review. It doesn't mean it's rare as in valuable. It just means it's rare as in it's hard to come by. This may fit both those categories depending on what time of day you're looking at. So
Yeah, buddy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I already misspoke earlier. It's the Dragon's Wrath. My bad.
The Dragon's Wrath.
Maybe this one will show up decent. Got a couple decks here. That's what it looks like. So
Already.
this one came out in 95, of course. Okay, we've damn near talked about everything that's come out in 95.
You think, but there's 40 some games, so we haven't.
It's, as far as we can tell, it's an original property. It wasn't based on anything. It's generic fantasy theme, if you can even call this thing having a theme, but we'll get to that. It is clearly a CCG. Well, eventually it winds up clearly being a CCG. The publisher, how about I stick with the last name? Fournier? Mm-hmm. Fournier. Yeah.
Napier?
It's
Naipes.
Naipes. Napes. I'm sorry, we're going to butcher this guy's name. But
Who the fuck cares? Our channel.
cool French, Spanish dude, something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Naipes
out of our
Fournier.
pronunciation. In Abu Dhabi, we
Fournier?
don't know how to say those words.
Nah.
He's Fournier.
Fournier.
I'm Fournier than all of you. So the language on this game was originally in Spanish and French, and I'm not sure which was first. If both published simultaneously, I don't know. But I do know English was secondary and very limited. There was not a whole lot of this translated.
It's extremely rare in English.
Yeah.
And in any form.
Yeah, I've been watching it most of the time we've been shooting. Close to a year now, and I think I've seen it once, maybe twice. It's there's nothing on the market. There's nothing you can find anywhere that I'm aware of, so not anywhere online. It's all dried up right now.
And even in the foreign language stuff, there's not a lot of it out there, and it's
No.
not cheap.
No, I haven't seen any. Changing my shipping to worldwide on eBay, there's still nothing.
The last time I looked, there was one Spanish deck out there, and I think it was $25 or something silly.
I should buy that. Yep. So the sets, they made 3. They made the base set. They made Mercadarian, probably butchering pronunciation again. Those 2 were translated into English, and then they made. You say this.
El Enigma de la Itera.
Oh, you even trilled.
Yeah, well.
Fancy.
You gotta use that tongue for something nowadays.
That one was never translated, the third one, and that was pretty sure that was the final expansion. So,
And judging by the name of it, I bet it was Spanish.
I'm gonna guess that's probably Spanish. So products, the first, the base set, this is why I said originally it being a CCG was questionable. It was only in fixed starters, which I do have 2 of. Yes, I
2 of the 4.
Yeah. Meh. I have to show them crookedy.
Because they didn't have 5 colors like some card games at the time. Hello, eBay. They had 4.
Yeah, that's drastically different.
Yes.
So they had 4 starters, and it was fixed content. And if you could find all 4, you have a set. So I have half a set. Hey, look at me go. In expansions, they did boosters only, and they randomized it. So then it did become a CCG. But I guess you could make the argument the first one wasn't, when you can make 4 purchases and buy the whole set. It goes against Scry's definition for sure.
And ours too, more, yeah.
Yeah, when you can get a whole set with 4 starters, yeah, that's not really...
Yeah, and I don't know what... I fucking hate fixed starter decks in any game. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of that at all. But that's just me.
Yeah. Base set had 134 cards. The expansion, at least the other one translated into English, had 90. I'm not sure about the final expansion.
We don't care.
I believe it might have also been 90.
Sure.
So this was the company's only venture into the CCG market. Fournier. They were a playing card manufacturer out of Spain, founded around 1870. Came from a Spanish and French couple got together and made babies, and they eventually wound up getting to this guy who made this company. His family was in publishing, and he wound up creating this company who still makes playing cards. USPC bought them.
U.S. Playing Card Company.
Oh yeah, I don't like to explain acronyms. I just like to throw them out there. Makes me sound smart.
I gotta say something.
They already owned at the time Bicycle, B, Hoyle, and a bunch of other names you recognize if you ever played poker.
Or any card game for that matter. If you open a deck of cards.
If you ever played cards at all, you're going to know one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they bought this company, and then Carta Mundi bought USPC in 2019, I believe it was.
Carta Mundi. They make a lot of cards.
They sure do.
I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. So we both speculated off camera that we didn't realize that they were big enough to make a play at something like U.S. Playing Card Company, which has been around themselves for a very fucking long time, and the de facto playing card manufacturers for probably most of the casinos in the country, in our country at least. Abu Dhabi, of course. So we were surprised that Card Mundi's like, yeah, we'll just buy everything. Fuck it.
Yeah, but imagine some of that money they have probably has something to do with some sorcerers from near the ocean.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe. And the other fly-by-nights that came along was like, can we print too? I'm like, yeah, sure, just give us money.
Yeah.
We'll print anything you want.
Keep the printers on 24/7.
Yep.
So they, it's still active. It's still a brand, and I've read somewhere that I think even as of last year they sold 16 million packs of playing cards to the casino. So it's still out there. But this was the only time they got into CCGs, of course, in the glut.
Why not?
But imagine they had the equipment, they had the ability to do so, and it was a big thing. We print cards already.
And
Let's print them.
If you look at the size of this deck, it may be kind of hard to see on the video, but it's the exact same size as a playing card deck too. So all they have to do is reprint the boxes.
Yeah, they definitely made this fit to whatever they already had going.
Though as far as these are a little bigger than standard cards, which is it the same size as a playing card?
Width might be.
Now that I think about it, I'm not sure.
I don't think the height is. Pretty sure it's not.
It does seem a little tall.
Yeah, I think it's tall. We have other cards we can... It's definitely... Yeah, it's too tall.
Do we have a playing card handy?
Not a playing card, no.
That's why I was trying to... I was just wondering if it wasn't exactly the same thing as a playing card, and they just printed on what they had and went.
I wonder about Spanish playing cards. It might be standard that they're that size.
Yeah, that very well could be.
I bet you this is some existing standard they already had.
Yeah, that's... Just looking at the box and everything, I highly suspect it's the case.
Yeah, it's a 50-card deck, so,
Yeah.
They had a room to fit a rule book in there. Take out a couple cards from the poker deck, shove in rules.
Yep.
There you go. So, mechanics of this thing, finding out as much as I can. I'm not going to open the decks I own because it's just that rare. But according to Scry, basically if you want to know how this game plays, you look at how Magic plays. So it reminded me of a quote from Coming to America. It's a movie that I love. Where he's talking about the McDowell's owner and how McDonald's wants to harass him all the time. They have a Big Mac and he has the Big Mick. They both have all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, and onions, but he doesn't have sesame seeds on his. So the rules to this game is Magic, except the wizards fighting each other with creatures and spells have 21 life apiece.
Not 20.
Yeah, not 20. They have 21. They don't have 5 factions. They only have 4. They don't have any cool names. The factions are just colors. Some of the creatures have the ability to steal an attachment from a defeated creature. There is a thing where you can play a card face down with any mana source for a fixed cost. And that's it. The rest of it, it's Magic rules.
We'll show a couple of cards on screen at some point. Probably already done that. And you can go back and look if you... I'm not doing it again.
Just randomly flashcards.
Yeah, and even, a lot of the language and abilities... Well, what abilities there are. Creatures don't have any except for flying. It's very alpha-like as far as the creatures go.
Oh, yeah, maybe more generic.
Mm-hmm.
The most concerning thing to me about the game is the fact that so many of the cards I have in my hand do not have abilities. It's just plain creatures and their attack and defense are very close to each other, and it looks bland. Super generic Magic.
And as mentioned, once you get to your threshold of mana, you can just plop down every card you get, no matter how much it costs. And from what I've seen, most cards don't cost that much anyway. So there may be more. We only have a small handful we can look at, but still, once you get to 5-6 mana, just drop your whole fucking hand every turn.
Yeah, Scry mentioned that it turned, or somewhere I read, turned into a bore fest very quickly because your hand's always empty. You're just playing whatever you draw face down. I forgot to mention about the factions, by the way. They don't have names, but they have colors. So, as you would expect, a blue deck is a blue faction, red's a red faction, green's a green faction, and yellow is gray. Yeah, because that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's what the yellow faction looks like. Oh, smack the mic. That's going to be good.
Now, the back of the card is actually yellow. Go figure.
Yeah, but they all are, so.
Well, yeah, but that's actually yellow, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe they just fuck it. We already got yellow in the printer.
They got confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the translations.
Or they ran out and it's like, fuck it, just keep going, whatever.
Some of the translation's funny, which I forgot, but I know the one I like the most is this cannon. It's a magical object. It causes 3 points of harm to any creature. You gotta hate when you get harmed.
Get harmed.
3 points of harm. Yeah, so reviews I think we already touched on about Scry's thoughts, but they did say that they think the art is pretty, but that and done well, but that's about all it's got.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, depends on when the review was written. Is this from the Bible or is this from?
That was from the Bible.
Okay, so they had time to think about it. So
they should have known better.
Yeah, they've seen a lot more games since then. Now, if they had written this in 1995, okay, sure, I'll go with that.
Yeah,
but if all the games in between, calling it pretty, There's a couple of cards that we've seen, and we haven't seen all of them. We know this is a biased opinion, and that's what you come here for, right?
Yeah, bias.
The vast majority of it, I don't really care for. There are a couple of cards that I really, really liked, but the vast majority of it's pretty bland and bleh. And even the ones that are really good, the artwork's too small.
Yeah, far too much border on the cards. They don't stand out. You can see how little is art here. Without me zooming it in.
Yeah, I'll flash this up so we can see what we're talking about.
There are some incredible artists. Mm-hmm. There's some great art. And then there's some that just looks bad.
Yeah.
And even the stuff that's in the middle, it's just, partially due to the small box. It kind of becomes...
Yeah, and I'm not sure why. I mean, Magic kind of does the same thing, but I don't... The whole border thing, the color just kind of takes away from everything. Like the orange and the green. I guess it's red technically, but it just looks terrible to me. It just doesn't look. It doesn't blend well. It doesn't look good.
Yep, it's they don't look.
I think it's too much. I mean, I think Magic had this is much more subtle and it kind of blended in more.
Yeah. Versus
this is just very standout and bold and I don't know. It's very distracting. Now we're getting nitpicky, I guess, but. Anyway,
in terms of the cards themselves, I mean, the card stock is fine. I'm okay with the card.
They're playing card company. It should be good.
Yeah, that part's good. I don't like that they're slightly too tall and they're not going to fit a standard sleeve. But,
yeah, it's my pet peeve in card games is if you can't make a standard size card, then go the fuck away. I mean, it's silly even back then it was silly. Nowadays it's stupid. I don't know why you would ever do that. Nowadays.
Yeah, it's more forgiving back then because nobody was sleeving cards in '95.
It's a little more forgivable, but still, I mean, the standard had already been kind of designed and figured out by then. I'll give you, okay, 95. That's all you got going for you.
Yeah, and we'll assume that this might have been a Spanish standard, so those two things make it for you.
And if you know that, if you know for a fact that Spanish playing cards are a different size than U.S. playing cards, let us know, because that's the only thing I can think of why they would do that.
Yeah.
Because they're already making cards and they have card stock ready to go and printers that can cut that shit as designed.
Yep.
Just change the art and fucking print it. Let's go.
Everything about this reeks of money grab. We're already set up to make these kind of things. Let's go ahead and jump on this bandwagon. We're going to be real lazy about it.
I'm saying Magic's done all the work for us. We'll just
Yeah.
slap a couple things together and print it.
I'm almost, I'd go as far as speculating that might be part of the reason it's so rare in English. They might have got the shit suit out of them if they had more of a presence in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because it's that close. It's that much of a ripoff.
Yeah, that card on top there, you're looking almost like a shatter or damn near.
Yeah. It's an instantaneous, though, not an instant.
And it's a creature, not an artifact that gets destroyed.
Yeah.
I know that comes back to the game.
Oh, this is bringing something back. Yeah. This is a resurrection potion.
In red, which is typically a black thing, but
Yeah.
there's no black in this one. I guess
Man,
yellow, gray.
I guess the gray with the yellow box. I don't know.
They kind of combined white and black and just made gray. So
Yeah, that cracked me up. All the factions and I mean, in terms of playing this in general interest, I mean, we're not going to have a lot. This is purely. We'll keep trying to collect it as an artifact. The aesthetics aren't terrible. I mean, the overall cards and I like the box more than I like anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really an artifact collection to me. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm probably never going to try to play it. Don't know that I care. So we'll quickly go through scoring this thing. Collectability out of 5, I'm going to say it's a 2. I worry that it's might not ever go up in value. No one's ever going to care. So
I'll give it a 3 strictly because of the rarity factor. Because it doesn't take but just a handful of people to drive a market anyway. So if it's rare and nobody cares, that's fine. But if it's rare and a couple people care, then price is kind of what you want it to be. So I give it a 3 on that. If this had been, if everything had been a little better about it, it'd be higher. But it's getting a 3 strictly because of rarity.
Affordability, I gave it a 2. It's a bit steep. I found some decent deals recently, but most of the time it's pretty expensive and hard to come by. So,
and for that same reason, I gave it a 1.5. Yeah, we're gonna do half scales because
we can.
Because we fucking can. Because I like to drink bourbon, and I got about a half a shot left, and that's where I got the 0.5 from. So
shit, we're at 18 minutes.
Oh my god, let's get this done.
Well, art and gameplay, we both had the same score.
Yep,
it's nice and easy. Art, we both gave it a 2. And there's some artwork in here as a standalone piece is a 5. But there's too much that's just boring.
Yeah, blended together, it's not great.
Yeah, not even mediocre. It's really I think it's on the weak side to me. And gameplay, we both gave it a 1. Doesn't really matter if this game plays smoothly or not. The fact that they seem to have ripped it off so blatantly.
And generically at that.
Yeah. They not only ripped it off, but then made it as generic as possible. Yeah. Didn't try to do anything cool with abilities. Things called magic clones that do cool stuff mechanically that's different. Hey, that's fine.
Yeah. But this one, it kind of followed that alpha, beta, limited pattern of very few cards did anything really cool. And, of course, those were really powerful. But all your creatures were bland. Best they had was flying, I mean, there wasn't much to them.
Yeah.
That's about it, yeah.
Yep, well, that's it for the Dragon's Wrath. So
The Dragon's Wrath.
The Dragon's Wrath.
Welcome to 20-minute videos.
El Dragonia's Angria. It's my Spanish
Richard
translation.
stroked out over here, guys. You stuck around this long. Well, I'm glad you got to see the end of Richard.
I spoke Spanish. All right.
It wasn't Spanish. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it wasn't Spanish.
How the hell we do then?
Oh, by God, so good.
But
good enough.
Yeah, buddy.